I'm Jillian.
And I'm Natasha. And this is Mental Mudslide.
Each episode, we slide down the slippery slopes of our minds. I've got some garden gummies, a head full of wild ideas, and zero filters.
And I'm here to ride that wave and see where our mental mudslides take us. It's all about fun, unexpected turns, and a deep dive into the wacky and wonderful.
This week, we are sharing a recording of Mental Mudslides that we did months and months ago, and you will occasionally hear Mr. Jillian tuning in the background.
I told you about the bear versus the man going into the woods argument. I told you about how my mom, it had come to my mom at this point, she had heard. No, that this whole debate was going on TikTok about they asked women would they choose the man or the bear if they were
what?
If they were lost in the woods alone and they came upon either a man or a bear, which one would you choose?
Okay.
So which one would you choose, Natasha?
For what?
You're alone in the...
What?
No. Okay. If you were a lost person in the woods,
yeah,
and you had to imagine the worst scenario that you would have to deal with, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I have to pick one of these two scenarios. Which one am I going to pick? Coming upon a bear in the woods or coming across a man in the woods?
So if I was going to get murdered, would I rather it be by a man or a bear?
She just...
But
it's
what
saying...
are the parameters of why I'm choosing them? Why would I choose either of them? Why wouldn't I, go the other direction? Or,
you can't. It's a choose your own adventure. There are only two choices.
But, to what purpose?
No, okay, so you're surprised... If you're surprised
so,
by...
I have to approach that one? I have to, run away from it? I don't know. I'm choosing them to what? I can't be bear, I choose you. I'm not going to say that to the fucking bear. Or a person.
No.
What am I choosing?
Okay.
What's the choice I'm making when I'm making the either or?
You aren't standing there and you're like, oh, I'm going to go to the man or going here. It's two alternate realities that you were choosing from.
Yes.
So you have to make a choice. It's like you've come to a fork in your road and you were standing there having
would I rather run into a bear or a man in the woods?
Yes.
Okay, that's just the part I needed to know. Because if you asked me that about food, I'd be like, well, is it because I'm hungry or is it because I'm starving or
no. You
okay, I guess so, I'm human. Yeah.
Okay. So 85% of women had chosen bear.
I call bullshit on this statistic.
I think that might be the right statistic. I just don't think they thought it through.
And I think that's probably a good way to look at that.
Yeah. Well, that's so
because they were afraid of things oh, well, why a bear could just automatically be in the woods. A man, what is he? We don't have enough information about him. Also there are worse things. There are worse things about than dying, right? And so there was a lot that played into it.
Yeah, there is a lot that plays into it.
But you're gonna die either way, probably.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you have a better chance of not getting mauled by a man. Could they maul you? Sure. But I think you've got better odds, given how many men you interact with in general. And they don't all maul you.
Exactly.
No,
totally.
You don't know what kind of man it is. It could be a good man.
But then this
a bear doesn't have good or bad. It's just, am I fucking hungry or am I not?
This whole thing blew up into a giant internet debate.
Yeah.
And then all of the women were getting mad and men were getting mad that the women all chose the bear. And then people were like, well, it became this giant,
whole big thing,
a huge thing. Enough that my mom saw it on Good Morning America or some shit like
God.
that, where they were, or probably The View or something, where they were discussing
on TV.
That kind of thing. Yeah, so she heard about that.
TV made it all the way.
I guess because it's it's on Facebook, it's on everything now. It came out of TikTok because it was so highly contested.
It doesn't sound like I ever want to get on the TikTok ever.
Gotta make sure all the chickens are in.
Just to catch you up, at this point, we decide to log into the chicken camera to check in on the chickens. I wanted to make sure they all made it into their house for the evening.
Do you guys have to have a boy rooster around for girl
chickens to want to lay eggs? I don't know
Nope.
chicken stuff at all. They
Nope.
just do it regardless.
They lay the eggs regardless.
It's like ovulating for them.
Yeah, it is
Got it.
an egg. It's
Got
an
it.
ovum that they
Got
produce
it.
daily.
So
And
regardless, wild. So they just are constantly on their period. Like, it's like nonstop, just like, that's nuts.
I mean, there's no like blood that they.
I understand. I'm not meaning the
shed
blood
or
part, but just their
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like their hormone life. Like, can you imagine? No wonder they just like cluck randomly for like no fucking reason. They're like, I feel like I'm on my period at all times. Like, you know what I mean?
Right?
They're like, what do you mean you don't like my attitude? I have been fucking laying eggs for like every day of my fucking life.
I know.
I am constantly giving birth. Like, it is fucking terrible. Either that or we need cloacas.
Oh, mouse. There's a mouse in the food bin. He just ran up into the food bin.
What a bitch.
His little tail is hanging out of the food bin.
That's gonna be annoying. Like, you
Look.
can see it, but you can't do shit about it.
Yeah.
Yell at it, see if it leaves.
I would scare all the chickens.
Yeah, the mouth.
I'm gonna yell at them. Is
don't
that being mean to the chickens? It's just like scaring some chickens, right?
It's not being mean. You're
It's
not
not
killing
like
them.
animal abuse or anything, right? You
No.
wouldn't think so?
Yelling at chickens? Are we serious right
The chickens, they like it.
All right. I still see its little tail. Are you ready to watch?
now? Oh, where's the tail?
Okay.
Show me the tail.
Okay. So you see, like, right in this little, see the tail?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Little shit. Yes, I'm
Are we ready? So I'm going to unmute and let's yell. What are we going to say? Say, get out of there!
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get. So
Okay.
when I click it, then we just start with get, like
Yeah.
right away. Okay, ready?
Natasha and I unmuted the camera and together yelled,
Didn't work.
There it goes.
Oh, it went! Oh no, it went back in.
No, it didn't. It zoomed out. It freaked out, girl.
Fuck yeah.
Look!
We-
Why can't we high five? Hold on, let's just not go as far back. Let's not go as far back. Okay, ready? We're gonna be closer. We gotta start close. Okay, ready? We did it. Okay.
Oh, wow.
We just scared a mouse away from another state. We literally just came up with a plan to stop a mouse from eating chicken food from 500 miles away.
Listen,
Not only did we come up with it,
thank God you have that fucking microphone in there.
we implemented it.
Other hand. Here. There we go. That's it. We can't do it the same side. We gotta like crossbody.
Yeah, crossbar. Okay, let's try it this way.
That is still better than all the other ones.
It's a lot better. It's a lot better.
You don't like us yelling at mice in Colorado?
It was really loud.
Well, we had to. We had to scare the mouse. The chickens, are they still alive? Did we like scare them to death?
The chickens
They die of
didn't
shock?
move.
Yeah, they're chill, bro.
They
we-
were. How
we
come
didn't even
the
abuse
mouse
them.
freaked out?
Because they're skittish. Because they get eaten and killed all the time.
By chickens.
Do they really?
Yes.
The chickens eat the mice?
If the chickens could catch the mice, the chickens would eat the mice.
Why don't the chickens constantly try to eat out of the feed thingy?
Why don't the
Yeah, like if I was a chicken, I'd just be at like that.
So
The chickens do eat.
the
constantly.
chickens do eat constantly until it's time to sleep, and they have a pouch. Like, yeah, they have a food pouch, Natasha.
I need a food pouch.
Natasha, they
So
have
brilliant.
a food pouch, and they have to eat gravel and oyster shell or calcium in that food pouch to help break up the food. So it's like where they digest it, they hold it there. And so it's called their crop. So they get like a bunch of, so they eat like a ton, and then their crop like gets big and filled up, and then they eat like gravel and oyster shell and stuff. And then that food like continues to grind in their crop until they digest it, and then they like I guess digest it
So
again
it's
and
like
turn it into an
pre-digestion
egg.
kind of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they just have like one hole for everything.
Yeah, I knew that part.
And then when the eggs come out,
That's so cool. That's so weird. Like, why don't we have a crop? Like, why do they have a crop?
We have teeth.
we have a stomach. I don't know,
Oh,
but
they can't chew it up. That's where they kind of, it's like their chewing situation. That makes sense.
right, it is their chewing situation.
Okay.
But like, I wonder if it's like a
Okay.
stomach or what. But I
It
don't
doesn't
know
sound
enough.
like it because they need the rocks to be.
Should I
like,
find
the-
out more about this, or are we just gonna
No.
question it?
I just want to question it.
All
I just
right.
wanted this one. I don't want to verify.
Okay.
Like, this is when we can just like make shit up and like have our own thoughts on.
All right. Let's talk about this crop a little bit more.
Okay.
I'm gonna this could be factual, but this is my interpretation of the facts overall
Yes.
with a chicken's crop. So they will eat like corn and everything. So they'll eat like meat, they'll eat corn, they'll eat basically anything.
Yeah.
They really like bugs and grubs and stuff like that too.
Oh, that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
as the bugs and grubs go into the crop, do you think that they get ground up? Like,
I
how
hope
do you
so.
think this goes?
I've always been freaked out about like animals that swallow other animals whole. Like, how is that other animal not like pinching you, biting you, like on the inside?
Exactly.
I don't understand this. So I sure as hell hope the crop is like chewing up the bugs. Like,
Yeah.
on behalf of the beak that doesn't have teeth. Like,
Mhm.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, what happens when you eat another live being? Like, why aren't they like trying to chew their way out?
Do they just get suffocated like almost immediately by not having air?
have
But
no
you would think
idea.
they sit there and they continue to
Well, if
peck
you look
at
at the way
shit.
the snakes eat, right? Like they reach out and then they like squish.
Before they
constrict.
put them inside
Yeah,
inside
they kill
themselves.
them, and then while they're
Kill it,
still
and then
warm, they
eat it.
suck them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
But-
chickens aren't doing that. They just peck them up in their mouth. And
Yeah.
then, well,
Like the animals that don't wait until it's dead before they eat it, like I don't understand. Like a lot of birds will just like grab a cricket and swallow that bitch. And you're like, cricket's not in there, like
cricket's got to be fighting
You
for its
know?
life, like stinging it or something.
spider, like yeah,
I
things
feel
that like,
okay.
if you eat a poisonous animal, like if you swallow one,
Mhm.
how is it not like poisoning you? Like not because of like digestion, but like before it dies. I mean, there's got to at least be like 5 to 10 like 5
Yeah,
seconds before
like,
you're suffocated. Like I
Don't
don't
you think
understand.
that poison could get through your like esophageal lining? You're
Yeah,
saying?
I would
like, that
sting
way.
you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Even if like when you digest you, that does something different. Like maybe acids do like whatever. But while I'm still alive,
Yeah, you should be stinging me or hurting me or biting me or
yeah.
flapping. Like when a pelican gets all of those fish, like those fish got to be packed, like flapping like fucking crazy in his beak, man.
Yes. Like, and if it's a jellyfish, like
Yeah.
I just don't and maybe that
Like a man of war octopus. What if a pelican scoops one up? Does it die?
oh my God, I have no idea.
You know those blue ringed octopi or whatever.
I'm sure there's
they
certain
eat?
things that like where they're poisonous on the outside, like if you eat it, but like things that are like venomous.
Venomous
Like
versus
venomous.
poisonous. Yes.
Like, you know, but like so if I have fangs that have poison in them and something swallows me, I will bite them. Like, or is it, to your point, is it just because like esophagus is like kind of like restrict you from movement? Like, I don't know. Like, that's just the thing. I don't get it. I don't get like why you watch, like I've watched different kinds of animals swallow another animal whole and been like, that thing had claws. Like, how are you not spitting it out? Because it's like, like maybe not for very long or very far down, but like while I'm still in your mouth before I get into your throat, there's space for me in there to like retract my claws and like get at your like soft parts.
I have some
Really?
insight here.
Oh,
to
good.
provide to
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Yes. This is something that I've known since elementary school, actually. and it was Mrs. Frizzle with the magic school bus. We drove through the bus.
Oh, she fucking knows everything.
Remember?
Yes.
And like she like that we went all the way through the digestive system, and it seemed like there was a lot of space, honestly, for the bus to get through. So maybe it's not as constricted. And the bug's like, whoa, what kind of fucking ride am I on? And he's just like having a fun time, checking out.
They don't even know they're
the
inside of
digestive
someone. They're like,
system.
I don't know where I am. This is a cave.
Yeah. No, they're
Maybe.
on an adventure. It's like
That's
it's
so
like-
fun.
but, okay, hold
love
on.
it so much.
okay, so you're just like a little grub, right? You're a roly-poly, a pillbox bug, whatever you called it. What did you call it?
Roly-poly.
Roly-poly. Us too. Roly-polies. Okay. So
My new TikTok name.
now as
It's
a
gonna be roly-poly.
as a roly-poly, your entire life, your roly-poly family has told you that one day there will be an insane roller coaster ride, or there's folklore amongst the roly-poly community.
Uh-huh.
And they talk about how all of these terrible things could happen, right? And so when you get plucked out of reality as a roly-poly, you're like, oh, I have come to be. It is the rapture. I am the chosen one. And you become the roly-poly of choice. So you're just on the ride. And
I
you're
feel like,
so
but I feel like this is not the same
grateful.
conversation that scorpion families are having. And I'm not worried about a roly-poly because a roly-poly can't sting you.
Okay, so
Can't,
tell me
like,
what the scorpion family's conversation is. What is their
teaching their kids how to kill other things to eat. That's not the conversation. Like roly-polies can have this fun little like conversation on the side. They're not predators. Like a scorpion's a predator. So
Okay.
they're honing their predatory skills.
So walk me through what
I don't have that kind of imagination to be like, and then the mama scorpion said to the baby scorpion, like,
Baby scorpion. Baby scorpion.
a roly-poly just doesn't have pinchers. So it's like, I don't think a roly-poly is going to be able to get out, but like other animals that get eaten that are like, have defensive mechanisms. I don't know. Well, you don't see, like, at least, like, I don't watch these animals, so maybe this happens and I just don't know, but they never, like, show on TV where, like, animal gets eaten by the other animal, stings them through the neck, they both die. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I did see a TikTok recently where there was a bird. What kind of bird was that? Did I show you that? With the rattlesnake and the like.
I don't think so.
It was like an owl and a rattlesnake, or like something that what I thought was potentially. I was like, is that thing endangered? I had to look it up afterwards. Is not endangered. So they were like, oh my god, we saved this from this. But the bird had put a talon through the snake's head, and the snake was constricting the bird, and they were killing each other in this TikTok video. And these people undid it for them
I've seen
and
that.
let them both go up. And I felt like that
the
related to whatever
inside of
you
part.
said, but I
I get that.
forgot what you said a second ago.
I'm not talking about like escape and that kind of stuff. I mean, like once I'm inside of the other animal, like I'm all the way in. I've been swallowed whole. What happens like that is preventing? Like, how do they end up still getting eaten? Because I think if I was a scorpion that got swallowed whole by a bird,
there would be a last-ditch effort.
yeah, inside. Like I'm
You're like-
inside the mouth. I'm still gonna try to like sting you.
Yeah.
I'm getting eaten.
Yeah, there's nothing else for you to do in that moment.
But I'm
except
wondering
for
what
like
prevents
say,
it from-
you know what, motherfucker, if I'm going down, you're coming with me, asshole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that I don't understand. Like, what is preventing that from happening? Because it seems like every time like a bird like I've never seen an instance right where like the bird swallowed a scorpion stung it, and then the bird like falls over like within the next 5 minutes because it got stung by a fucking scorpion from the inside.
Yeah.
You know, like I know why you might not be able to kick, like if you're in an esophagus, but you don't like you can't like venom. You can't like pinch.
I would like to bring up
The roly-poly again.
no.
Oh, okay.
I would like to submit into evidence.
Yes, madam.
Another manuscript
Oh.
from our youth. Okay.
Rintintin.
No. Have you heard of the old lady who swallowed a fly?
No, I've heard of the one that lived in the shoe. Is it the same lady?
Oh my gosh. You haven't heard of the old lady who swallowed a fly?
Why did she do it on purpose?
No, we don't know why she swallowed the fly.
Oh, okay. No.
But then the old lady,
Yeah.
like, swallowed, like, a bird to eat the fly.
Okay.
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 And then the old lady swallowed a cat to eat the bird that she swallowed to eat the fly.
Dog.
Yeah.
Blah blah
Mhm.
blah. What did it get up to?
Yeah. So, she did like a horse and like huge things. She
That
swallowed lots of
stomach,
stuff.
that mouth.
So anyway,
She's the one who stole my hinge and my jaw.
they were causing her issue. The reason so we don't know why she swallowed the fly, but she swallowed everything else to try and tackle the problem of the thing before. So Natasha, that's proof that they were fighting for their lives because they were causing her so much distress from the inside. So I've answered your question, and I think that wraps this episode of Mental Mudslides.
I'm speechless. Indeed. We'll leave you all with that nugget of truth at the very end.
Well, guys, as you'll probably notice, after the slide, we kind of always need to come back and clean up the trail. So please join us in our next episode where well, not me, but we royally sober up and tie all those loose ends. But guys, that's our next episode. We're going to kind of come back to the topics we talked about in this episode and go, where did these mudslides end that we did not finish them off? And so we'll give you all the juicy information and the behind the scenes details of like, what was the final outcome of certain conversations and thought processes.
So be sure to subscribe and leave comments about anything from the show.